Hey guys, so today I'm showing you some pretty exciting stuff. Um, let me go back through it. I'm jumping ahead of myself. So we've got a published model, we got published textures. We showed a look dev build in Maya. Now we're going to take it to the next level and do a look dev build and a bunch of other fun stuff in Unreal Engine. I think this is something that I hope everybody's excited about it as I am. So in Alchemy's magic browser, we've been working with the My Tasks section. We've got a Perforce section in here that's basically allows you to manage stuff. We're not using the Perforce features today. We're just using a local version of this, but this is where all the Unreal stuff lives. So the way I like to organize my projects is I'll have an assets world. I just call them worlds because you got the world use project and all these other things, but this is a Unreal project. So I've got an assets. I've been trying a bunch of different names, but we got our assets here. I'm going to just double click on that, and this is going to launch Unreal Engine, and it's going to give us the ability to do a bunch of fun stuff. All right, so Unreal's open. The only thing that's unique in here is we've got a turntable template in Unreal. You need that for Alchemy to be able to do its thing with some of the things that we're about to show. Now, what I love about Unreal Engine, there's a lot that I love about Unreal Engine, but let's just get started with Alchemy. So we've got this Alchemy menu in Unreal. So I'm going to click on Alchemy and I'm going to click Launch Alchemy. After trying a bunch of different things, we realized that Unreal Engine is the equivalent of its own operating system on the inside. So it was easier for us to use the Magic Browser inside Unreal to interact with assets. So if I'm wanting to develop my asset more in here, I can just go to the Jack model, double click on it, and I'm still working on this interface, so bear with me, it'll get cleaner. But I can hit the start button in here. And this gives me a start pre-flight catered to the abilities that Unreal has. Because Unreal lets us do some things that you can't quite do in some of the other DTCs. So I'm going to bring in a model. I'm going to assign gray shaders to it. I'm going to add model to the asset grid. That's not plugged in right now. But then I'm going to build a model turntable. So I'm going to run all of these. And it's going to do its thing. And what we'll end up with is a nice clean folder structure that follows, for the most part, Alchemy's folder structure on the outside of Unreal, so that we can keep that one-to-one so it doesn't get confusing where folders are. It also lets Alchemy under the back end manage all of the file management easier. So we can use the same code, basically, that we're using for the rest of the pipeline. We can use it inside Unreal. Now we've made a turntable, which is, as a supervisor, this is amazing to me because it means that I start from one click. Oh boy, sorry. I start from one click what most of the time people don't even have access to on a project. So this is pretty sick. So let's take it one step further. I'm going to, now I'm going to go back to Magic Browser. I'm going to go into the shading task and I'm going to hit the start button and I'm going to run all of this. Now this one's nuts. This one's going to bring in the textures, create a little spot in Unreal for the shading. It's going to make a special version of this model that has the shaders on it, because I personally, as a soup, would want to go and see the model by itself in a turntable and the shader by itself. And I want to keep those assets, those turntable assets, probably throughout the production of the film or game so that I can view this stuff whenever I want. And I don't have to kind of get confused about what I'm looking at. And everything has its own spot, right? So this thing's just going to crank through a bunch of automation. It takes a while to bring in all the textures. it's setting up all kinds of stuff. It's just super sick. It's automatically building the materials. It's automatically in like connecting all of the textures to the materials, just like we do in Maya. But I will tell you, it's much more impressive when it's in Unreal, because it's really hard to make this stuff for Unreal, and it's really satisfying when it works. I mean, look at that. This is so sweet. And here's the amazing thing. When I set up a client with turntable capabilities in other DCCs, which there are uses. I'm not saying Unreal is the end all be all, but as an independent artist, this one is my favorite, if I have Alchemy behind it, because I can render this turntable out by myself at my house on my 4090 card like that. I don't have to have a render farm. And that is amazing. It is a huge roadblock. But with Unreal, you don't have that roadblock. So if I was doing a personal project, which, as you can tell, I'm doing, we're going to make a short with this guy, I would be using Unreal if I had the tools that I do have, because it makes it so that I can really make a film by myself with a few friends. Now, in all this automation, I'll give you a little Easter egg. The eyeballs didn't come in on this guy because the geo's wrong. So we're going to use this opportunity to show how the pre-flight system works. So I'm going to, on the next video, I'm going to make a pre-flight for the model publish that ensures that the eyeballs and all geometry from here on out don't fail in Unreal Engine. That's the power of the pre-flight system. I can go in, if something fails like this where the eyes didn't import to Unreal, I make a pre-flight back in my model pre-flights, and then I republish. This never happens again. So it's pretty cool.